Hey folks, welcome to the Scrivener import and split video where we break up a large document into small manageable pieces for Scrivener. So why are we using Scrivener? Well, because it is really good at helping authors stay organized. And so like for example, this import and split is a great function that helps you break up that large document into little pieces that you can organize better. So that is what we're looking at. And my name is David Bourne, and I am writing a book. I have come across this problem where I've got this one long document with about 100 pages of writing in it. Not 100 pages, 100 days of writing. It's about 200 pages, and now I'm faced with getting it into Scrivener. So how do you do that? Well, thankfully, Scrivener's got an import function that helps break it up into different pieces. So I'm going to show you how to do that. One of the things that I'm doing right now is just telling people how I'm doing things. So if you are writing, or if you ever want to write a book particularly, Scrivener is great for that. So subscribe and like. I also do a lot of other, basically I do whatever I'm working on. I'm promoting my projects and doing that through new media. So video, audio, writing, all kinds of new tech. So if that's something you're interested in, subscribe and like. So what are we going to look at? We are going to look at the import and split function, when you need it and how to do it. So let's get right into that. So starting out, what I've got is a document. Now, this is going to work whether you're using whatever kind of large document it is. It really doesn't matter. I pulled it up in Pages because this is what's native on the Mac. It's my native word processor. It's a Word document. So if you're using Word or Google Docs, anything like that, as long as you've got an actual file that you can work with. So this is all of my notes. And let me click so I can see this better. This is all of my notes in one document. And it's really, the power of Scrivener is that it's going to break things up for me into chunks so that I can reorganize stuff. A lot of times when we write, we don't write in, we don't write in the order that things are going to turn out to in the final product. So how do I take all of this and get it into a way that I can organize it better? Well, I'm going to show you. Notice, now this may be different for you. It probably will be. But every day I wrote the date at the top, and I put in some notes, and I put in some actual writing, usually down underneath that. So what I need to do is figure out where I'm going to split it. So for me, that's simple. I'm going to split it by days. And so that's going to give me about 100 documents. Now for you, I don't know where you want to split it. And you're going to have to think about that. One thing that you could do is you could add a character any place you wanted to split. So it could be something like # split here. You could take that and you could copy this, and let's say, well, okay, well, let's just guess that you're gonna split here. I don't know. It's kind of an arbitrary thing to just show you how you could go in there to your document and make it split. Because what Scrivener is going to do is look for something to know where to split up the document. For me, it's the date. So I'm going to use this character right here. I'm going to use the 2020 dash. I'm going to have it look for that. And that way it will just separate it into the 100 days. If I were you and I didn't have those, theoretically, I would come in here and I would just put in my split here. Okay, hope that makes sense. I would save the document. make sure you save it so those changes are there. So I may come in here and just, let me see, I'll just name it, instead of A, I'll name it B. And so I think that did it as I may have done it as a document, not a pages document. Let's see. Anyway, I guess that doesn't matter. I think Scrivener will open a pages document. Let's see. I guess we'll find out. If not, I'll just do the original document that I did. We're learning as we go here, folks. So now let's go into Scrivener. We'll minimize this or close it out. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I'll minimize it just in case I need it. And let me go down here and find Scrivener. Now, Scrivener has a super powerful thing that I covered in another video, which is this template feature where you can start out with a template. So I am writing a nonfiction book, and if I go in here and choose this nonfiction, this general nonfiction template, what it's going to do is create a project for me. And in that project, it's going to go ahead and build some things that I'm going to need. All right, for example, I'm not going to go into the details of this because I did another video, but you can see here I've got a manuscript folder. That's where I want my project to live. So I'm going to put it in there by selecting that. I made all these other folders, which I'll talk about in a future video. So I'm going to zoom in here and show you this feature, see if this works. If I go to File, top left, File, and then Import, remember we're going to import this document. Now, you could just use Files and it would import it and it would just make it one giant long document. That doesn't really help me. That's just like editing in my other word processor. But what I want to do is import it and split. So I'm going to go there, and that opens up this dialog box. And notice that, let's see if I can find my document here. It's kind of hard for me to see this. Let me zoom in again. Where's my document? Okay, so it is not showing up. That's interesting. Where did it go? Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Never mind. Well, let me go find it. Sorry. I know it's in Dropbox. I know it's in Active. I know it's in my CQ for, there it is. All right, that's what I want right here. So it doesn't want to open up the one that I just made. So we just learned something there. We learned that Scrivener natively doesn't want to open up a Pages document. So what you're going to have to do in Pages is export it as something else. And I know, I did this earlier, this document is a Word document. See the ending .docx, that's a Word document. So you may want to do that. So that's something we learned. And then it's giving me these options down here. And I know you can't really see that, but if I can turn this options on and off, by the way, notice that little box at the bottom pops up. You want it to make sure that it is popped up, and it's asking me what I want to split by. Now my document doesn't have an outline structure, so I'm not going to use that. But what I am going to use is splitting into sections by finding separators in the text. Okay, finding separators. Well, remember I said, well, if you don't have the date like I do, I have this 2020, boy, what a year it's been, huh? 2020 dash, that's how I'm going to split mine. Using the date. I'm just going to, I know that I can get rid of the 2020. It's going to actually delete that, but I still have the month and the day. So that's what I'm going to do. Theoretically, if I didn't have that, I was going to have to come up with something. And so what I did was I put in this hashtag split here, which it could look for that, and it would split it. However many times I put in this string of characters, it's going to give me those number of different documents. Okay, I hope that makes sense. But for me, this will make sense because I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to put in instead 2020 dash. So what that's going to do is split this long document into my days, meaning it's going to give me a whole bunch, right? I had it go in here in this manuscript folder. I hope it shows up there. What we're going to see after it's done thinking, oh, there they are. Okay, so here are all of my different dates, and now my task is just to go into here and start organizing. One other way to look at this, I can go into, if I click on manuscript here, this is called the corkboard. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. This is one of the things I really love about Scrivener, is that I can come in here now and start organizing by dragging and dropping. All right. For example, if I know this is just kind of arbitrary the way I'm moving things around, but what Scrivener does that's different from programs like Word or Pages or Google Docs, it allows you to move things around like this, just like I just did. I can take one section and put it in front of another section, all right? And then it just shifts everything else down. You can't do that in Word. You have to, in Word, in a word processor, you have to actually copy the text itself. You can't take a whole section. So that's one of the beautiful things about Scrivener. And another quick beautiful thing is like this, for example. I know that this particular note is not going to be in the book. It's just kind of a way that I helped organize myself. So what I can do is I can start moving stuff around by finding where that's going to go. And I can say, for example, this one, I'll hold down the command key, and that one's just another note, and I don't know, maybe this one. These all are going to go somewhere else. Let's just put these in the notes folder because they're not going to end up in the final document. And that should have moved them. Doesn't appear to have moved them. Did it copy them? Well, there they are. Yep, they're gone. I don't know, that was kind of weird how it didn't refresh, but they actually did move. Okay, so that's that. And boy, there's a lot more I could talk about Scrivener, but that is the basics of the import and split. So I hope that made sense. I hope that you got something out of that. If you did, I hope you will please like and subscribe, because I'm going to be talking more about Scrivener. I'm going to be talking more about writing a book, some of the tools you can use, promoting it, podcasting, YouTube, the creative process. That's actually what my book's about. So if those topics interest you, like, subscribe, whatever it is you do, and I would appreciate it. It also helps other people find this type of content by hitting that like button. So thank you again. I'm David Bourne. You can find me at davidbourne.com always, and I hope to see you out there. Good luck creating. Cheers.